To my brothers and sisters with depression, today we got to talk about you. And you are some of my favorite people in this entire world. And I know that's a really weird thing to say, and I know it's an even more strange thing to hear. But we need to talk about you. We don't want you to be alone anymore. And trust me, I know the feeling. So let's talk about 10 things in this blog today that can help. Just move the needle 1 millimeter. If you can get that needle to move 1 millimeter, or better yet, experience that needle move 1 millimeter, you're going to really love what you find, okay? I really appreciate how the British refer to this as the black dog of depression, as if this animal is with you the whole time. And sometimes it's biting, and sometimes it sits on your chest, and sometimes it's weighted and preventative and grabs you by the ankle and prevents you moving forward. And then sometimes maybe this animal has insight for you. We want to expand into that. But let's talk about some things that can help in kind of a different way, okay? The first thing you have to understand, this is not an element of being broken. You're not broken. The reasons you feel numb, the reasons that things don't work for you, there are answers to it. So we have to figure out a way to communicate this thing with this black dog instead of just making it an enemy. You're not broken. We need to figure out the nuance and the newness and the truth of your world and your existence. That's what it's trying to give us insight to, okay? You're not going to like this, but one thing that will affect an immediate change is nutrition. Whatever the nutrition is for you, eating fast food isn't going to help. Eating processed food is going to make you feel worse. You know, to the best of your ability, eat fresh, real quality products. You know, if you just start there, that will start to shift things in a really, really nice way. Do some research if you like. Maybe talk to a nutritionist or a physician. They can help you out greatly in this. I don't know what it is, but it's specific for you, and that's what's most important. Find out what's specific for you, not what works for everybody else. That's crap. Okay, so just start honoring the food you eat. Secondly, honor the physical. Look, I know that there's pain sometimes, an overwhelming, debilitating pain just getting out of bed in the morning. We have to meet you there, and I know the world does not meet you there. But we've got to get the blood going a little bit better. Honor thy physical. If it's just getting past that pain and walking around the block, start there. Honoring the physical. That physical element of pain has messages for us. And those pain messages is a multi-dimensional thing. And actually, the physical act of exercise gives us clarity into that message. You don't have to go to work out. You don't have to go to the gym. I don't care if you pick up a hobby. I just care that we honor the physical a little bit more, and that means moving it, but also listening to it. And we need to figure out what those messages are, because there is information in it. It's not just here to stifle and kill you. Screen time. My depressed friends, I know the screen helps to numb things. That's the thing I use, all right? But we don't fully understand how infectious screen time is, from the blue light to the manipulative storylines to the algorithms that are used when we're on the screen to the writing and everything else. It gets into our heads and begins to control us. That is something we really, really have to limit our time. Any type of screen, shut it off to the best of your ability. All right, read the blog. There's some other ideas in it. Social media, it's killing you. End of story. Listen, it's killing you. Shut it down. I recommend a 1 week a month social media blackout every month. If you need it for business, I understand. If you need it for events, look, I get it. If you need it for connecting, dig it. But you've got to start to figure out a way that it is limited in your life, because it controls us. Not only does it create FOMO, but it's designed to shift you into different emotional states to feed you advertising. And we don't know when it's occurring. We are unconscious to it, and it's happening. please be mindful of that. You know, a gratitude practice really helps. And I don't mean be grateful for your life. I don't mean be grateful for the sunrise, unless you are. I mean today, I was grateful that I got out of bed. Today, I was grateful that I didn't get angry. Today, you know what? I was just grateful for this cup of coffee I had. 5 things before you go to bed. Just start there. Just start there. But don't bullshit yourself. And don't be grateful for something just because the rest of the world is grateful for it. I'm not trying to make you a sheep here. Alright? So, honor your own personal gratitude. It's really nice. Culture. Culture is difficult for the depressed. I know. Culture is something that I think you're giving us insight to. Alright? The culture of our world, the culture of our community, the culture of many, many things has such an effect on you that I think it's time we start listening to you. Alright? Culture, don't force yourself into a culture that is counterproductive, harmful, or abusive. We've got to ask you so many questions and flesh out what in your culture is hurting you, counterproductive, and abusive, and then therefore, what culture do you want to experience differently? And we can find that. It exists, whether you create it or just experience it. But we've got to start addressing the concept of culture in your life very differently, because I know it hurts you. Nature. Listen. I'm not telling you to go for hikes. I'm telling you to take your shoes off and get into the grass. I'm telling you to lean against a tree, sit on a rock, and just breathe. Nature will take so much of this away. Nature is ours. We are from something natural. The more time you spend in raw nature, parks help, but it's not raw. If you can get to a forest, if you can get to a beach, if you can get to a mountain, you know, if you can get to anything, you're going to like what happens. Nature will help. The thing that I know you don't want to hear, because it's failed you in the past, I get it, is help. And you don't have to come to somebody like me, although I'm definitely here. You don't have to go to somebody else. But whatever you find to be helpful, not perpetuating, but helpful, something that helps you get out of your head, something that helps quell this black dog and silence it. Let us figure out what that is. It could be volunteering. Shoot. It could be reading. It could be anything. Whatever that is, that might help. But at some point, talk to some type of professional so you have an expert support in it. It's helpful. It works. Just keep going with it, alright? The last thing is the overwhelm. Look, I know what I've brought to you today is overwhelming. It's 9 steps. This is the 10th. But we have to address overwhelm. Overwhelm and emotional concepts can be anything from empathetic ability and your feelings of empathy imploding. It can be anything from processing other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions that create overwhelm. It could be the culture of the to-do list. It could be the culture of capitalism. It could be the culture of America today. I don't know. That can all be overwhelming, but you know what? We can make changes in that. You don't have to adhere to any of this. So we have to address the overwhelm because the overwhelm is not meant for you. Let's figure out your relationship with the concept and the feelings of overwhelm because we can affect change. My friends with black dogs, walk gently today. Talk gently today. And reach out when you need it. We are here. Even if it's not me, I know extraordinary people that I'd love to put you in touch with. But you don't have to go this alone. You don't have to stay this way. You're not meant to be this way. I don't care. We'll figure it out. It's just something to figure out. And for people like me, it's fascinating. So let's find peace. Let's find something better. But first we have to figure out what's better for you. So let me listen. But let's be gentle. Enjoy your walk through this life. And I hope the black dog doesn't take you away.